What is up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. My name's Owen Roth. How you guys doing today? Let me know down in the comments how you guys are feeling. So today I have kind of a different video. I have a story time. Today I'm going to be talking about the time that I made a YouTube video about my 8th grade English teacher, and it did not go well. So today would have been in like my 8th grade year. So I'm in 8th grade, you know. I think I was like 5'2", you know. I looked like an absolute stud at the time. And so, you know, I'm doing my thing, and at this time I had been working on YouTube videos. So I was like on my grind. I was pumping out YouTube videos like every day, if not every other day. And the funny thing is that this would later hurt me. I was telling everyone about my channel, right? So, you know, I'm doing my thing, telling everybody about my channel. I mean, I was talking to people I didn't normally talk to. I was talking to teachers, telling everyone about my YouTube channel, right? So I'm telling everybody about my channel. And so, you know, I was just living my life like I did every day, you know, just vibing. And then on this said day, I get an invite to a birthday party. Now, this guy, we weren't like super close, but I mean, we were friends, but we weren't like super close or anything like that. So I go to this party. You know, I'm thinking like, you know, that's fine. I get him something like just a little gift, and I asked if my other friend could come. I had a closer friend, if he could come too. And so we get to, he comes to my house, and then once we get there, we roll up like some badasses, and we walk to this dude's house. Okay, so let me set the scene. You know, it's probably 5 or 6 o'clock. I'm like, all right, let's go in there. We knock on the door. He opens the door. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, like, this is like a legit, like, birthday party, you know. I open the door, and I'm greeted by this dude and his sister and his parents, and that was it. And I was just like, okay. So initially, it was definitely a little weird. And I mean, I didn't mean to be rude or anything, but it was just kind of like, I don't know, I just felt kind of unsettled. But, you know, nevertheless, we just hung out. At the time, Fortnite was huge. So, you know, we were playing Fortnite. And, you know, it starts to get a little stale. Just kind of boring. So I'm like, you know what? Guys, let's make a YouTube video. And so this was a terrible idea. And so I was like, all right, what could I make a video about? And then I'm like, oh, I know. We had this English teacher who was very special, to say the least. He was kind of a goofball. Like, a lot of people thought he was weird, and I thought he was not. I mean, I thought he was a little weird, but it was like whatever, you know. And so we get to you know, start to make this video, and I'm like, all right, guys, I'm gonna ask you a few questions about this teacher. And so we're sitting there, and I interview the kid who had the birthday, you know, and I ask him these like 3 questions, what up, blah blah blah, whatever. And I'm like, okay, if there's anything you want to add, if he's listening, what would you say? And he says, I can't really remember what he says, but it's like whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. Then I move on to my closer friend. Now, like, let me tell you, this whole night, dude's been like cracking super funny jokes, like he's been cracking everybody up. And so I ask him all this questions, same questions, and then it comes to final question. I say, if so and so is listening, what would you say? Now, I'm not gonna say what he said, but all I can say is it was not the best thing obviously. And after that was said, I was like, all right, I edited up on iMovie. I just whip it up real quick, throw it on the YouTube, and I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I'm getting pretty tired, and me and my buddy, my closer friend, were like, all right, we're gonna leave. And he's like, all right, cool. So we leave, and then we wanted to have a sleepover at my place. Not a sleepover. That sounds weird. He's just gonna stay at my place for the night. He called his mom. It was cool. We come home. We're having a blast, man. We're gaming. We're playing Overwatch. We were playing Overwatch, and then we were just chilling. I was making TikToks. It might have even been Musically at the time. And then after that, we're sitting there doing our stuff. We fall asleep eventually. Next day rolls around. Boom. All right. Cool. 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 After then, we head over to a basketball court. We're playing basketball. We make more TikToks. Everything's cool. Literally, we had such a fun day. We had just an absolute blast. Okay, so we're vibing, having a good time, and then the worst thing. So we're going, and he eventually leaves, and I get home, and we're just I'm just relaxing, and everything's fine until I get a buzz on my phone. My mom's calling me. I'm like, ah, cool, cool. I pick it up, and I'm like, hey, what's up, Mom? She says, is there anything you'd like to tell me? And I said, no. And she's like, really? Well, your principal called. Are you sure? And I was like, oh, man, you got to be kidding me. There's no way it could be the video, right? And immediately I'm like, okay, I have one of two options. I can A, own up to it, or B, lie my way out of this. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to admit it. I was like, Mom, I made a YouTube video. She's like, okay, I'll talk to you when I get home. And boom, as soon as she hangs up, I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm just like, oh, this is terrible. Like, it's over. And immediately, I start pacing my room, dude. I can't tell you how freaking stressed I was. I was just sitting there, just freaking out. I sit down on my couch. I take a breather. I'm like, oh, man, it's over. It's over. I'm not going to lie. I cracked the Bible open. I started praying a little bit. I was legit scared. I didn't know what was going to happen. And so, we're chilling. I'm just stressed. I'm trying to just make it by. Then my mom comes up. I'm like, hey, Mom. And basically, this was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I was just like, I was expecting her to like yell at me. And she was like, listen, I know you're a good kid. Like, you're going to make mistakes. This was really dumb. You can't be doing stuff like this. And I was like, you're right. And I was like, all right, this is fine. And then she says, but you're going to have to apologize to the teacher. And I'm like, oh, man. Now, this was like very scary because, I basically posted this video like slandering this guy, and now I have to go up to his face and say I'm sorry. So, I'm like, that's fine. So that whole night, man, I am absolutely stressed. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know what's going on, and I'm just trying to make it past the night. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired. Like, I was tired, but I couldn't sleep. That's the absolute worst, man. When you can't sleep, or you're tired, like super tired. And I was just, doing my thing. I wake up, still super stressed, like absolutely stressed. And then I get up. My mom takes me to school. I'm like, all right, Mom, let's go. I get in the car, and she's like, all right, go in there and apologize. And I'm like, Mom, I don't want to do this. And she's like, go do it. And I'm like, Mom, I don't want to do this. She's like, get your ass in the school. And I was like, all right, I'm going. So I walk in there. I'm like, oh, man, you got to be joking me. So I get in there. She calls. I walk to my locker. I'm like, all right, I got to do this. I walk down to his room, and I I said, Mr. Blank and Blank. And he's like, yes. And I'm like, listen, man, I'm sorry. You know, what I did was dumb. You know, not my best decision. You know, I'll be smarter in the future. And he was like, yeah, you know, I get it. You know, you're young, all this stuff. He was kind of weird about it. Like, I'm just trying to make it past this thing, dude. Like, so anyway, so I get out of there. I see my buddy. He's coming to apologize too. And I'm like, good luck, bro. You got it, Tiger. And then, so he goes in there. He apologizes. I'm like, man, this is pretty sick. We're good. We're good. Until PE rolls around, and I'm like, you know, I'm doing my thing. I'm probably, you know, dominating the whatever game we're playing because, like, I was an absolute stud, you know. But, you know, I'm doing my thing. And then somebody comes into the office, right? Or somebody comes into the gym, and they call me into the office. And I'm like, oh, man, you got to be joking me. Like, this more? And so then they call me in there, and I'm like, yeah, what's up? Like what's going on? They're like, well, we feel that it is appropriate punishment that for the next week, we see that it is fit that you are suspended from the basketball team for a week. Now, you know what I said to them. I said, oh man, you know, you know, that's tough, but I totally understand. Like, you know, I totally get it. Thank you, you know, for just letting this just be a minimal punishment. In my head, I'm thinking, let's effing go, bro. I don't have to sprint. Now, obviously, I was 5'2", and I looked like a bowling ball, dude. I was not loving the sprints. And so for that week, I was like, let's go, bro. I don't have to run sprints. I just came home and played Fortnite. It was a massive W for me. So that was basically the story of how I made a YouTube video about my teacher and said some very interesting things. So if you can take anything from this video, I recommend that, you know, you just don't say stupid stuff on the internet. It's dumb. People will find out, especially if you're an idiot and you tell the entire school, including the teacher you said bad stuff about. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Let me know if you guys like this stuff, or you know, if you have any ideas, stuff you'd like me to talk about or do. And if you like the video, don't forget to like. If you like my channel, if you like me, subscribe. If not, hit that dislike button. I'm not going to be afraid of you know, coming to your house and beating you up if I have to. Not saying I'll win, but I'll try. And see you guys in the next one.